Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the HillMiles MileCity 1 bike. The name of this bike might not say much about it for now, but you are going to find out a lot more about this. Oh, first of all, this is a city bike, as the name says, such as MileCity. It's a very comfortable bike, as you can see from the handlebar. It's a classical city bike with low frame, so you can hop on very easy, and you can use this all day long for going to work, doing your groceries and so on. And it comes very well equipped with a rear rack, full metal mudguard, so everything is there. And the advantage of this bike is the actual price. This is a budget bike, so if you are interested in getting an e-bike to see how it is to try to use it instead of using a car in the city, then this might be a very good alternative, because it's cheap to buy, easy to run, easy to maintain. It's kind of a classical, simple e-bike with no nonsense, with no advanced computers, displays, sensors and so on. It's a basic electric bike, but this has some nice potential into it, and we are going to test that also. Most important thing, the bike is fully EU legal, so it comes with all the needed stickers, such as here 250 watts to 25 kilometers per hour speed limit and so on, motor hub 250 watts printed on it. Actually, it's a label. And you see here there is a throttle installed. Well, the throttle, it's sent to you as an optional upgrade, so you can install it or not install it as you wish. You can always disconnect it or not install it, and it's not going to have a throttle, so you are not going to have any kind of problems with the law if you are not installing it. If you have the possibility to run it with a throttle, then you can install it. It runs right away. You don't have to do anything complicated to activate it. It's just going to simply work. Also, a minor note, you might see this. This is not sent with the bike. This is my GPS speed meter, because this bike doesn't have an LCD screen. It has a basic controller here on which you can adjust the assistance level, and here you can see the battery level, and that's it. No advanced stuff here. You don't see the speed. You are just going to feel the speed, and you are able to adjust it while you ride it, the assistance level, from that simple menu with buttons. The drivetrain and powertrain is a combination of Shimano shifter there with 7 gears, and the motor, that it's a hub motor, and it's a geared hub motor with one-way clutch, which means that it doesn't have any kind of rolling resistance. So I'm going to do something like that. Hopefully I'm not going to drop it. So there is no drag from the motor, so it keeps on spinning and spinning. This makes the bike very efficient when you are coasting. It doesn't need any kind of energy to run, and it's not going to break you. It's not going to reduce your speed. So the motor is very smart having that feature. Then we have the battery. The battery is built into the frame, but of course you can take it out. It has a key lock, so it's safe. No one can take it without breaking the bike. And it's a 36 volt, 13 amp hour capacity, so plenty of runtime to do your jobs around the city with it. Of course, the battery can be charged on the bike if you want to, or you can take it with you and charge it, for instance, at work. It gets out very quickly. It gets installed the same way, again very quickly, with just one hand. And it also has a quick check button here. You press it, it has a color here. It's red, green and blue. Blue meaning full, green it's half, red it's empty. Even though this is a budget bike, it still has 160 millimeter disc brakes, which are more than decent and have good stopping power. It also has front suspension. It has a seat that has a lot of padding, so it gives you comfort when you ride this over bumpy roads. In the front we also get a LED headlamp, we get side refractors, and on the rear part we have a refractor stick on the seat post here, and another bigger refractor here. But there is no tail lamp, no brake lamp, and no LEDs on the rear, so you might want to install something extra for better safety. Also, when you install the throttle, I must mention that regardless of the assisted mode that you choose here, even if it's maximum, you are just going to get a slow speed, something like 5 kilometers per hour, because there are some countries that permit a throttle but only permits it to be working up to 5 kilometers per hour as walk assist. Nonetheless, this bike supports, of course, speed unlocking and throttle unlocking, which I'm going to show you in a dedicated video of how to do that. And doing that, you are going to actually get more than 25 kilometers per hour, more likely something like 32, 35 kilometers per hour. And of course, you are going to have the throttle working for all the full speed that the bike can provide, which is going to make it a lot more interesting. So enough with the talk, let's ride it, let's see how it performs. And to judge that better, I must mention that I have almost 100 kilograms and my backpack today has about 3 kilograms. So keep that in mind when I'm telling you about the dynamics, such as acceleration, going uphill or stopping force. So kickstand is up and let's hop on. Hopefully you are going to see something here on the GPS speed. As on this display here you can only see sub LEDs. So I'm going to go with first assisted mode. I have unlocked the speed so we can assess the performance of the bike better. You can check that in the other video showing you how to do that. So I'm going to start with a gentle off-roading here with rough terrain. The bike, it's normal assisted with a cadence sensor, so it needs you to pedal up a bit so it knows that you want to ride it, but it doesn't have a big annoying delay. It actually works pretty fast figuring out what you want to do. And I can tell you from the start that the assisted mode has pretty good power even on the lowest level here. It actually rides very nice and it's a very pleasant feeling on this bike. It's been a long time since I've rode a bike that feels this way. It reminds me of one of my very old bikes that I used to have when I was a kid. It was something, I don't know the name, nothing about it, but it was a very big bike. It had a normal frame and I could barely reach the pedals, and I was always hitting myself with it in several parts of my body. But it had a very pleasant feeling riding it. It's very stable. You are very comfortable. You have a very nice position, relaxed. My back is almost straight. I'm not on that sporty position when your back is going to hurt and you are going to put all the weight of your body into the palms and on the handlebar. I feel like this is a bike that I want to ride to get relaxation from and not using it to get somewhere fast. So that's very nice, and shifter works pretty decent, and I'm already in 6th gear. Looks like the assisted mode here only works as a power assistance, so this doesn't reduce or locks the top speed at which the bike will assist you at. It only limits the power that it's going to assist you with. So pretty nice, because I don't want to always change this to get either more power or more speed. I can keep it on first one if I want just some assistance, which is plenty on the first one, or if I want to do something more sporty, I can go with top one. And it kind of helps itself this way, because for instance I can pedal at 20 kilometers per hour without ghost pedaling and without being over assisted. So I kind of like that. If I want to go faster, to do 25 kilometers per hour, I can do that, and the bike is still going to help me, but it's not going to ghost pedal me. So pretty nice that way. Also, beside being comfortable, it also feels very nice, safe. It has good control, stability, maneuverability. Everything is there. feels really nice actually. And again, the assistance works pretty good. It picks up the movement pretty quickly, and even on 7th gear the bike has enough assistance to get me going again without changing gears if I'm not in a hurry. And let's see if I'm going to go here. Oh, okay, so there is a big difference. So in the top one now I'm already at 30 kilometers per hour, and this is still accelerating. So yes, that's nice, that's really nice. So, and again on 7th gear on maximum assistance, you can hear the motor humming, and the bike really goes. And I'm again doing 30, 32, 35, the motor is still running, 37, incredible, 40, oh, 42, that's amazing. Let's not scare the kitty. Say hello. I don't have an orange cat, I have a gray cat. So what was that about? Damn, this thing is fast. It's a lot more faster than I was expecting it to be. I thought that this was just a simple, normal city bike, but damn, that was fast. It was scary fast. And I already like this thing, this controller. I really like the fact that I no longer have those annoying speed limit caps. Assisted one with low power, but assisted up to 15 kilometers per hour. If I want 20 kilometers per hour, I need to give it another push, but it also gives me more power and so on. No, I want low assistance, but I want high speed. No problem, just pedal it the hardest that you can, and you are going to do that. The motor is going to help you. It's not going to stop when it gets to the speed limit. You don't have enough power in your legs, no problem, give it more assist and it's going to be very fast. Only problem here comes when you are using the maximum assistance and you are not going to pedal that hard to get all that speed. In that case, you are just going to end up ghost pedaling. But that's how cadence sensor works. For instance, if I go into first gear here and I go here to maximum assisted mode, you can hear the motor running, but I'm just mimicking that I'm pedaling. The motor is doing everything for me, and look at the speed. I'm not doing anything to the bike. I'm just telling it that I want to pedal, but I'm pedaling much more slower than, and it still does 35 right away. This is amazing, and this makes me test another thing. So let's also test the throttle. Now the throttle that is unlocked, so I'm standstill. Throttle works from standstill. You don't have to that annoying non-zero start, so it has zero start. Acceleration is pretty decent. It's not something spectacular, but keep in mind this is a small motorbike. It only has 250 watts of power, and it should be limited to only 25 kilometers per hour. Nonetheless, now I'm going slightly uphill using just the accelerator. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, almost 32. So yep, we get a lot of power, speed, acceleration. And let's see, does the accelerator gets influenced by the assisted mode? Well, seems to be a bit influenced in the acceleration power, kind of, or not. It's about the same. I don't feel a big difference. No, it seems to be the same regardless of the level that you are on. And now another important test, the hill climb test. This is a ramp here, goes that way. On the camera it probably looks flat. I'm at the base of it, and it's simply taking me in reverse. So I'm going to try to get uphill. I'm on first assisted mode. The story is that on this you cannot go with normal bikes that only have 250 watts of power, and normal hub motors, they don't have planetary gears, and so on and so on, and no electric scooters. You really need some power to go uphill. So it starts right away. The cadence sensor has picked up. I can actually go into second gear to have better cadence. It's assisting me. It's okay, but I'm putting a bit of effort. So I'm going to go here in assisted 2, already better. Assisted 3 feels more powerful. 4, yes, it's much more better, and I'm gaining speed. And on the maximum assisted level, now it's starting to actually accelerate. I can go even to third gear, fourth gear. The hill is almost over, but I already did 20 kilometers per hour, which is very good considering that I have started with the minimum assisted level and not put much effort into it. Another test that I'm going to do is the gearing test. So I'm on first gear, assisted 0, so you can actually ride this bike with no motor power. And starting from first gear, there is no problem. You can pedal this very easy. It's pretty low geared, and I'm doing 10-12 kilometers per hour. I can go to second gear again, nice. Third gear, I can get some speed. I'm able to do fourth gear already, 15-16 kilometers per hour. Let's see, I'm on fifth gear. That is interesting. I can do 20, but probably I'm not going to be able to do that for very long. And on sixth gear, decent if you want a very slow cadence, but you feel the effort. And on seventh gear, it's too hard to pedal this with no motor, but that's good because the range of the gearing is pretty good to actually ride this bike with the 25 kilometer speed that is rated for. But of course you can actually ride this also faster, such as 30-35 kilometers, and still have a good cadence. Also, for bursts of speed, you can do 42 kilometers per hour, as you've seen, and I was not pedaling way too fast. Of course, you are not going to keep that rhythm for a long time, but if you want a boost of speed to overtake something, the gearing will help you in that manner with the range. Also, going uphill, you have very low gears. The first gear, second gear are low enough to help you get uphill pretty easy. Another thing I like about this bike is that the front suspension does work, does its job. Rear suspension, there is none, but the seat post is pretty good, the seat itself. And another thing that I like very much is that this bike doesn't do any kind of rattle, bad noises. It simply rides properly without doing any kind of annoying cricketing sounds. Nothing. It's just bumps, road bumps, goes over, no drama. Front suspension works, although doesn't have a huge travel distance, but it's there and it's going to help you a bit. And that was the test ride, and now you have seen how this bike performs, and it does it very good considering that this is a budgety bike. But for a city bike, it's absolutely fabulous because it provides you with a very good position for riding. You can hop on very easy, and it has enough power. It has everything needed for a city bike that you can take a bit further on your roads with it. And now for the pros and cons. Pros, you probably already know them. The motor is very powerful for the size of the bike, for the power rating. I like the fact that you can actually unlock this and get much more higher speed, and you can use it with throttle, without throttle, with assist, no assist, everything. So even though this is super simple here, only has 3 buttons and some LEDs, you can do a lot with it. And I like how it assists you. If it's slow assistance, it's slow assistance, but up to highest possible speed that you can pedal at. If you want higher assistance, then it has higher assistance. There is no speed limit in there, regardless of the assisted mode. So really fine, and makes the ride more enjoyable. Further on, the handlebar shape, the position that you ride, the seat, everything is fine, and they bring you comfort, stability while you ride this bike, and gives you a good feeling, enjoying and relaxing feeling. But it's not a slow bike, you can go very fast, and it's still nimble, you can still take sharp corners with it, so everything is just fine on it. As for the cons, because you know that I always need to find something bad, a con on something, because my motto is there is no perfect product and there is always room for improvement, it's the kickstand. The kickstand is rather thin, it's not very steady, and it has this huge plate here, and when you are pedaling, the pedal goes very close to it, and you are going to hit it with your shoe because it's too close. This has almost no clearance here, it's too close to your foot. When you are pedaling, your foot is going to sometimes hit this. So this kickstand, it's not okay, it's not okay. That's the biggest con on this bike. And neutral is the shifting system here. It's not properly adjusted, so it needs a bit more tuning, and it's not very sure that it wants to stay in which gear it wants to stay. So you can play a bit with the cable tension here, but it's going to make it better or sometimes worse. So the gearing, it's okay, the range is very good, but the shifter here, it's not the greatest. It does the job, but sometimes you are going to see that you are changing a gear and it doesn't change it, it changes later, or after some time it drops a gear. So it's not very sure about what he wants to do. Okay, he didn't make up his mind, the shifter. But other than that, it's okay. And there are actually a lot more other pros on this bike. For instance, the Chaoyang tires, which has very nice tread on them. They don't make any noise, they have low rolling resistance, they are very grippy, and they give you a safe ride. Then there is also the front suspension, which although doesn't have a huge travel, it brings you the difference from no suspension to suspension. It soaks up the bigger bumps, so it gives you a more comfortable ride. I also like that the seat post is long enough for probably adopting most persons, even tall ones, so it has pretty good part here, and it also uses a nylon insert here, so it doesn't scratch the seat post when you are adjusting it. So another pro for that. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to follow my other uploads where you can see more about this bike, how to unlock the speed, and more rides with it, with no commentary, just raw rides to see this in real working action, not review action, so you can better assess how good or bad it works in real life. So until my next video, see you and bye bye.